You are running out of time, not someday. Right now, as you sit here, the best years of your life are burning like paper. And the cruelest part, you will not feel it happening. You will feel busy, productive, important. You will answer the messages, chase the promotion, refresh the screen. And one morning, you will wake up much older, and you will not know where the years went. So here is the question that haunted one of the richest men in Rome, a man who advised an emperor and owned more than most kings. How do you stop your life from slipping through your fingers before you even notice it is gone? His name was Seneca, and to understand why his answer still cuts like a knife 2,000 years later, you have to understand where he was standing when he figured it out. Picture a man at the very top, advisor to Nero, one of the wealthiest men in the entire Roman Empire. Estates, vineyards, political power that could raise or ruin senators with a word. From the outside, Seneca had everything a human being could want. And yet, in the quiet of his own writing, he confessed something strange. He said he felt like a man drowning in his own schedule, pulled apart by obligations, spending his days on things he did not choose, for people he did not love, chasing goals that were never really his. He looked around at the brilliant men of Rome, the ambitious, the clever, the tireless, and he watched them do something horrifying. He watched them give their lives away for free. They guarded their money obsessively. They locked their gold. They fought over inches of land. But their time, their one and only life, they threw it to anyone who asked. And here is what almost no one realizes about that moment. Seneca did not write his most famous words as a healthy young philosopher with all the time in the world. He wrote them as a man who had already tasted death. Years earlier, he had been exiled, banished to a remote island, cut off from everything, watching his prime slip away in silence. He knew what it felt like to lose years you can never get back, and that is exactly where his three-step code was born. Not in a library, in a wound. Because here is the truth Seneca discovered in that exile, the truth that changes everything. He wrote a letter, really an essay, with a title so blunt it still stings, on the shortness of life. And in it, he said something that most people are too comfortable to hear. He said life is not short. That is the lie. Life is long, long enough to accomplish something magnificent if you knew how to use it. The problem is not the length of your life. The problem is the leak. And now I want you to feel this, because this is not ancient history. This is your Tuesday. Think about the last time you sat down to do the one thing that actually mattered to you. The book, the business, the conversation you kept avoiding. And then think about what happened instead. The phone lit up. An email needed answering. Someone needed a favor. A notification pulled your eyes away for just a second, and that second became an hour. And that hour became an evening. And that evening became a version of you that never got started. You did not lose your life in one dramatic moment. You lost it in 1,000 small surrenders. Seneca saw men do this for 40 years and call it a career. And the terrifying part is that they felt busy the entire time. They mistook motion for meaning. And so did you. So did I. So the question becomes unavoidable. If the leak is invisible, how do you ever plug it? That is where the first step of his code begins. And it is not what you would expect. Step 1. Seneca said you must treat your time exactly the way a miser treats his gold. Not loosely, not generously, ruthlessly. He wrote that no one hands out their money to strangers, yet everyone hands out their life. People will let a person steal their entire afternoon and think nothing of it. But if that same person tried to steal a single coin, they would call it robbery. Seneca's first move was to make time visible again. To count it, to feel its weight, because the reason you waste it is that it feels infinite and it feels free. It is neither. Imagine holding your life as a fixed number of mornings, a real countable number, and watching one vanish every single day, whether you used it or not. You would guard those mornings like a man guarding fire in the cold. And here is where it gets strange, because Seneca went further than just counting. He said most people are not even living in the present at all. They live everywhere except now. They are consumed by regret over a past they cannot change, or drowning in anxiety over a future that has not arrived. He said the person obsessed with the future and haunted by the past has, in effect, no life. They are alive, but they are never home. You have felt this. The vacation you spent worrying about the work waiting for you. The dinner where your body was at the table, but your mind was somewhere 3 days away. The whole years you spent waiting for the weekend, waiting for the promotion, waiting for the moment when life would finally begin. Seneca's warning is brutal and simple. While you are waiting to start living, life is being spent. That is step 1. Guard your time like gold and drag your mind back into the only moment you actually own. But guarding your time is useless if you do not know what is stealing it. And that brings us to the second step, the one that made powerful men in Rome uncomfortable. Step 2. Cut the people and the pursuits that are eating your life. Seneca made a distinction that lands like a slap. He divided everyone into 2 groups. There are those who are engaged, genuinely building something, living deliberately. And then there are the preoccupied. The preoccupied look busy, but their busyness is empty. It belongs to other people. And Seneca noticed something chilling about the preoccupied. The higher they climbed, the less their lives belonged to them. He watched men gain enormous status and lose all their freedom in the same motion. The more important you become, he warned, the more your time gets carved up by everyone who wants a piece of you. And now, the modern echo. Science has a name for what Seneca described intuitively. Attention researchers have found that every time your focus is interrupted, it can take more than 20 minutes to fully return to what you are doing. 20 minutes. So each ping, each interruption, each quick favor is not costing you a second. It is costing you a chunk of your only life. Over and over, all day long, you are not being productive, you are being disassembled. And here is the part Seneca understood that we forget. Some of the thieves are people you love, the friend who only calls to complain, the relationship that drains and never fills, the obligations you agreed to out of guilt years ago and never questioned again. Seneca did not say be cruel. He said be honest about what your time is being traded for, because every yes to something meaningless is a no to something that matters. So he forces a question most people spend their whole lives avoiding. If you knew the exact number of mornings you had left, and you do have a number, you just cannot see it, who would you stop giving them to? What would you finally walk away from? Sit with that discomfort, because the third step is the one that turns all of this from philosophy into fire. Step 3. Invest your time in the only thing that compounds, wisdom, and a life that is truly your own. Here is the promise Seneca made, and it is astonishing. He said the person who lives well is not cheated by a short life, because they are not merely living their own years. When you learn from the great minds who came before you, you inherit their centuries. You add their lifetimes to yours. The wise man, he said, lives across all of time. So the payoff to the question we started with, how do you stop your life slipping through your fingers, is not to work harder or move faster. It is the opposite. It is to stop being dragged and start choosing, to pour your hours into what deepens you instead of what merely distracts you. And now, the practice. Tonight, before you sleep, do one thing Seneca himself did every single night. He would sit in the dark and review his day, not to punish himself, to examine it. He would ask, what did I do today that mattered? Where did I waste myself? What will I do differently tomorrow? He put his day on trial honestly without excuses. This costs you nothing but a few minutes, and it does something powerful. It makes your time visible again. It turns days from a blur into a decision. Do that for 1 week, and you will start to feel the leak close. You will catch the small surrenders as they happen. You will feel the hours become yours again, because the goal was never to add more years to your life. The goal was to finally be present for the ones you already have. So, here is the truth Seneca would leave you with. It is not that you have too little time, it is that you waste so much of it. Your life is long enough, right now, from this moment, to become someone you would be proud of, but only if you stop giving it away. The years ahead of you are still unwritten, and the pen is in your hand tonight, not tomorrow. If this reached something in you, stay with these ideas, follow along, and let the next one find you when you need it most. Because the best time to reclaim your life was years ago. The second best time is the moment this video ends.